A teacher teaches a student when they reach to study Upanishad and Vedas is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. Distinguish between what is real, permanent, eternal, and impermanent or non eternal.
Hello viewers, we have with us Father Emmanuel, MSFS priest, the missionaries of Francis de Sales Society, and he's a formator. Almost 3 decades he's been into the formation, and he's also been the motivational speaker, and he's a philosopher. He has done his philosophy doctorate in Indian philosophy, specialization in Indian philosophy. He's here with us to share his thoughts on the formation. Here we have Father Paul Alfindro Linkert, who is a Silver Jubilarian priest, a Salesian priest, and who was a NERIC secretary, Northeast India Regional Youth Commission. He was a vice provincial, then the provincial of Shillong province, and now he's again back into the formation. Over 18 years he had been into the formation. And Father Paul, welcome to the show. Father, first and foremost, I would like to ask you, how do you define formation in your words, in brief?
Yeah, before I begin that, I began to be a formator in the year 1997 in Bangalore in our philosophy college. And for me, formation is making a student or preparing a student to be Christ-like. There are many vocations, and I would say priestly vocation is a special vocation where our goal is to make someone like Christ and do his ministry.
Yeah, for me, I would like to define that formation is journey for me. A journey towards the goal of each person, each for me has, which God has given for each one of them.
It is not like just a secular preparation of someone to be successful in the world, but here it is more like Christ-like and trying to do his will in this world.
Becoming Christ-like and trying to do his will, that is a gigantic task and a lifelong journey that one would be doing it. In this process, what are the challenges as a formator that you have been facing in this field of formation?
One of the challenges that we face in the past or in the present is that young people are struggling in the spiritual life.
I would say the challenges were, first, the students themselves do not understand what they are heading towards. We all have a spark within us, the divine spark, but it's hidden. For example, when I joined the seminary, I didn't know what it is to be an MSFS, what it is to be following the spirituality of St. Francis de Sales. I just want to be a priest. And I think most of the students are wanting to be a priest, but unfortunately they do not know the demands of being a priest and to be Christ-like.
Challenges that we have in this present world especially, it is that young people have not much more longing for spiritual life because the world has changed a lot. And what happened that they are being misled by the world itself.
So first and foremost, they are unaware of themselves. Second thing is, they join very young and they are not ready for such demanding job. They are struggling to face with the physical demands, needs of getting married, for example, getting a job outside, living a comfortable life, which are not very easily available in this way of life. Therefore, there is a conflict between what they want to be and what they really are. Now, today, what I see in the present, I'm also the rector of a seminary at present in Naugong, St. Clement College. The students at present has a new uh, ranges of problems, I would say. The problem there, what we call Gen Z generation or new generation with all kind of digital world. They are born into the digital world, and therefore most of them are addicted to digital world. Things are available, and they are not able to winnow out what is good and bad. They just take randomly and often fall into bigger problems than the advantages they get into. That's one thing. Secondly, again, the motivation problem. Easily, they want to get things done. There is no hard work, there is no perseverance, and they don't pursue things for the future. They want to, like instant coffee shop. They want to do it everything on the spot. Uh, of course, there are many good things, but these are some of the challenges that today the youngsters face, and they are easily annoyed. There is no patience. A small difficulty, they get frustrated. A small trouble that comes on the way, they don't know how to face it and they break down. So these are the challenges that I face today.
There is an enormous sea change of challenges from then 1997 and 2025. And being a formator and also a motivational speaker, what are the solutions or maybe the ways how do we meet these challenges?
That is an interesting question, and I think that is my task. Uh, you know, there is no shortcut. So we need to be patient with them, first and foremost, and try to understand the new situations. Now, I can't judge a person from my background, my history, my tradition. Okay, I was a formator for many years, but new challenges, new opening, and new listening.
To meet these challenges that we face in this present world, first to understand the young people today, who they are, what they are, and what really they long for. That is one thing, to understand them. Another thing is to accompany them.
So the most important thing is to understand the new student from their context. And without that, there is no real formation taking place. There is no one who cannot be changed. With the grace of God, with a prayer that goes behind, is always possible to change even an unmotivated person to be motivated and change them for good.
Or once a month. Sure, that is I need to meet them. And when I meet them personally, and I could feel that, yes, this is the one who accompanies us. He's not there to be just like a policeman. He's not there to find faults, but he's the one who directs us, who guides us, leads us, and show us the way, where to go. And that's what one of the most important thing that I do in this present world, because I love to be in formation, and I love to lead the young how to know themselves, to lead the young how to come closer to God, and to lead the young especially how to be with God's people in the future.
And I always believe there is a famous sentence by Soren Kierkegaard, one of the Danish philosopher, and he would say, when we lose something, we search for it. When you lose a hand, you get worried. When you lose your wife or children, you get worried, and you are very sad about it. When you lose even $5, you search for it. But all this time, you lose the most important thing of your life, your soul, and you are not even aware of it. So today, 99% of our resources are spent to look after the body. 99, our health, our education, our picnic, our food, everything. But not even 1% is meant for the soul. I think that awareness has to come into the students. Why are we here for? The students should be taught to search for the lasting thing, the truth. That's a challenge for the formators, to make the student aware the real person that you are. So we become slowly consumeristic, materialistic, particularly because of the global tendencies that is going around, the consumerist tendencies. And therefore, it is our responsibility to make the student realize the real person who they are and work for it. A teacher teaches a student when they reach to study Upanishad and Vedas is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. Distinguish between what is real, permanent, eternal, and impermanent or non-eternal. And Brahmaiva Yadhartha Vastu. God alone is the real reality. So once you understand this, only then you can progress. If you understand the world is permanent and lasting, then we don't get this idea.
Unless such realization dawns on to the formators, it cannot be transmitted to the formees, and that would be a great task. And moreover, very well said, by the grace of God, everyone can be transformed. Yes. That was quite motivating for the formees too. And thank you very much for that, Father. Thank you.